Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, my friends. How are you? Everything is okay? How's your life? Um, Great. As you see that in our last lectures, uh, we got some questions about what makes a good teacher, right? And we had the first one, what makes a good teacher, and in another lecture we got how should teachers talking to students and how should teachers give instructions to their students. Now, our lesson is gonna be about uh, who should talk in class. Who should talk in class? Ask yourself first, who should talk in class? Teacher or student? What do you think? Who should talk in class when I ask you? Who should talk in class? Um, uh, as you know that there is a continuing debate about the amount of time teachers should spend talking in class. By the way, most of EFL instructors talk a lot in the classroom. It means that there is too much talking, teacher talking time, and not enough student talking time. That what, as you know, that what I mean by TTT, teacher talking time, and STT, student talking time. And this is our problem for today's lecture. So the problem is most teachers talk uh, more than uh, their students. How can we solve this problem? Really, this is not a new problem. This problem, I think that um, it, uh, it was because of some teachers are still using the traditional way of teaching. Some teachers are still using old approaches. So you, as a teacher, try to convey your message, try to teach your lesson objectives, but try to do the job easily using new techniques, new method of teaching, new methods of teaching. Uh, you can do a lot, by the way, like try to be varied all the time, try to use various tasks. Why do I say that? Because I don't like you to make your instruction, okay, is focused on the teacher. Uh, in another way, teacher-centered classroom or teacher-centered instruction. Try to avoid that, because if you depend on doing that, and you will get really a lot of problems in your teaching, and your students will suffer a lot. They will lack communicative skills, and also they will lack confidence. They do not learn to collaborate with other students, and of course you will get a boring classroom. And that's what we discussed last lectures. Of course, all of us really need to avoid boring classrooms. So in this case, your students are not going to be able to express themselves or their ideas, even to ask you a question, because they don't participate with you at all. They don't share. So try to focus on student-centered instructions. If you follow that and your students start to share with you, start to be active in the classroom, of course you will have creative students, enthusiastic students, and they are going to be, by the way, also interested in learning new activities. And as we said, if your students enjoy your teaching in the classroom, they are going to enjoy and they are going to love you a lot, and they are going to wait for your next class. So by the end of each classroom, by the end of each class, okay, try to ask yourself, was my class today interesting? Was it good? Was it bad? If it was good, why was it good? If it was not good, why wasn't it good? So I'm gonna tell you some advices. Um, if you say that my classroom was bad, that can be a result of, or it can be achieved by, maybe the teacher is reluctant to speak. He doesn't want to exert effort. Uh, and of course, your students will will have negative points about that, that their outcome, their learning outcomes, of course, will be zero because they didn't get enough instruction from you. Another problem for not good classrooms is that some teachers, as we said, talk much more than expected. Please give your students the chance to express themselves. Give your students an opportunity to be with you in the classroom. Okay, so don't depend on yourself all the time. You are talking with students. Where are these students in your classroom? Try to ask them to share with you in the classroom activities. Um, Also, some teachers do not have enough patience to listen to their students, to correct them, so try to give them a chance, as we said, give them their time to be with you in the classroom. And that is the communicative approach, by the way. Uh, if you do what I said, of course you will get bad results. So, and your classroom will be unattractive, and we don't wish to get a boring one. To say that your classroom is a good one, you can do a lot of things. By the way, a good teacher should minimize teacher talking time and maximize student talking time. Another thing, to have a good classroom, at the end of your class, uh, try to summarize what you said. How can I do that? Try to make a very simple game between you students. Try to get some kind of discussion if you are teaching all the students. Uh, this discussion, by the way, can be very effective if you do it in a good way. Uh, so try to ask one of your students to tell a story about our lesson. So ask them to be creative, ask them for new things. This will encourage your students to participate more, to be interested in your lesson, and also they are gonna enjoy a lot with your classroom. So at the end of my lecture today, who should talk in class? You as a teacher should know well who should talk in classroom. Thank you, and see you in another presentation and complete our presentations. Thank you. See you, inshallah.